It's Tuesday, August 5th, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, amidst growing concern that illegal guns are freely coming into the island through the various ports of entry and contributing to an increase in gun-related crimes, officials of Port Ferdinand have distanced themselves from any such firearms passing through that privately owned port. Bernard Sam, Group General Manager of Owner Resorts, operators of the luxury Port Ferdinand, said there was very good security at that port and there was no problem related to the importation of firearms. Now, over the past few months, the country has witnessed a dramatic increase in gun violence, which has led to 21 of the 25 murders recorded so far this year.
We have very nice security at Port Ferdinand. Yeah, we have absolutely no problem. We are delighted to say that so far we have had no problem whatsoever.
The Port Ferdinand official was responding to a question from the media as the company donated about 8 cubic meters of concrete to help refurbish the old six-men's shed in St. Peter. Sam said the decision to help rebuild the shed, which was once a favorite hangout spot for some residents and tourists, was taken after much talk.
Like everywhere else, people need a point to get together. That used to be, if I remember correctly, that used to be a place for a lot of the old folks used to come together, play domino, have fun, talk, smoke, have a shot of rum, and just enjoy themselves at the end of the day.
In other news now, a 34-year-old civil engineer was remanded to prison when he appeared in court today in connection with an $837,000 illegal drugs bust. Dwayne Ryan Gittins of Lot 405 Westwood Drive, St. James, who was arrested on August the 31st following an operation at the Bridgetown port by the Drug Squad and Customs Enforcement Division, will reappear in court on October the 2nd. Police say 40 pails of adhesive glue, each containing a quantity of cannabis wrapped in brown tape, were discovered when investigation revealed that these pills arrived in Barbados on board a cargo vessel from St. Lucia and were consigned to a company in Barbados. The drugs weighed about 408.8 pounds. The Barbados government expects the abolition of the China visa requirements to increase tourism between both countries. Speaking last night at a farewell function for outgoing Chinese Ambassador Wang Yi, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Maxine McLean saw this agreement as just one of the achievements of the envoy during her short 3 years tenure here.
The conclusion of the visa abolition agreement between our countries offers the scope for increased people-to-people exchanges. The Garfield Sobers Gymnasium is a visible and living symbol of our partnership for all to see and enjoy. And as you know, it played an important part in our recently concluded Carifesta. As we know, that is so because its recent refurbishment was an important contribution to that festival. And Barbados, of course, was honored to be host. I know of your commitment to the establishment of the Confucius Center, which will stand as further testimony to your interest in drawing our two countries and people closer together.
Ambassador Key saw a brighter future for China-Barbados cooperation.
Bilateral trade of our two countries increased for 5 consecutive years, which made China the 4th largest trade partner of Barbados. Looking ahead, I have every confidence in prospects of China-Barbados relationship. I sincerely hope that under the joint efforts of China-Barbados, the cooperation on trade, infrastructure, health, education, culture, and other fields can be further strengthened. I hope that the Sam Lord Castle Resort could be timely rehabilitated and open for business.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for 1 year, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Mom, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. The Dominica government has announced a shutdown of the country ahead of the passage of Hurricane Irma, which is expected to start impacting the island later today with winds of 175 miles per hour. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt told the national broadcast this morning that Irma is now a powerful Category 5 system.
We're relieved that it doesn't appear that Dominica will see any hurricane conditions. But given the size of Irma and its proximity to Dominica, we have been placed under a tropical storm warning, which means that we can see tropical storm conditions later today. We have therefore decided to take the following courses of action out of an abundance of caution and concern for our people. Schools should be closed immediately for today, and tomorrow, Wednesday, there shall be no school. Work will be suspended from 12 noon for the public service, and we are encouraging the private sector to also close operations from 12 noon today. Persons who work in essential services should report to work as normal. We want to urge fishermen to use the next hours to secure all gear and not to venture out today.
Meanwhile, Irma is expected to make landfall in the rest of the Leeward Islands by tomorrow.
The Caribbean is on high alert as Hurricane Irma continues to bear down on several islands churning west towards the US mainland. With winds of up to 220 kilometers per hour, the increasingly menacing storm has now been upgraded to a powerful Category 4. That's raised fears it could be even stronger than Hurricane Harvey, which recently devastated large parts of Texas. Irma's exact path is still unclear, but she's expected to first hit the Leeward Islands before moving on to Puerto Rico and the US and British Virgin Islands. The storm is then predicted to turn its wrath on Florida, where a state of emergency has already been declared. The US National Hurricane Center has said Irma is likely to strengthen even further in the next 48 hours. Officials are warning of up to 25 centimeters of rainfall in some northern areas. Both Texas and Louisiana are still reeling from the flooding inflicted by Harvey last month. It dumped several meters of rain, destroying thousands of homes and businesses.
You would have heard in that story that the storm is a Category 4, but we have said earlier that it's been upgraded to a Category 5. On the global front now, President Donald Trump today scrapped a program that protects from deportation almost 800,000 young men and women who were brought into the United States illegally as children, giving a gridlock Congress 6 months to decide their fate.
President Donald Trump deciding to scrap a program protecting from deportation immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally as children. Sources telling Reuters on Sunday that Trump will give Congress 6 months to replace the program, known as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA.
Let's be clear, this is not amnesty.
The Obama-era program protects nearly 800,000 young men and women from deportation and allows them to work legally. Those individuals are often called dreamers. In Chicago on Sunday, dozens of activists rallied in favor of DACA.
It's a little uncertain. It's a little unsettling to know that the whole future can be changed in a press conference.
33-year-old Cesar Vargas came to the U.S. when he was 5. He enrolled in DACA as soon as he could.
Because of that, I was able to graduate high school, graduate college, and graduate law school to become the first undocumented attorney in the great state of New York.
Trump's decision already facing backlash on Capitol Hill, including from his own party.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.